What's up, people of the YouTube community? We are back with another ASMR video, but it's a little bit later during the day. It's around 6 o'clock. The sun is setting, and it's not hot right now, and that's a blessing, because I don't like being too hot. I like it when it's in the middle, but Mother Nature doesn't care. It does what it does without thought, because it's just consciousness without a consciousness within it. Unlike the human being that we are in now. But anyways, I wanted to talk about disassociating. Disassociating with the 3D reality that we exist in. And what I mean by that is to not completely cut yourself off from the 3D life that is this life, but cut off what is in the 3D so you can live from the 5D more clearly, if that makes sense. With that comes sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your 3D life in order to live in the 3D, not in 3D, in the 5D, without effort, if that makes sense. So everything will come to you without effort. Everything will leave when it's supposed to leave. But more importantly, about the energy rather than the look, because so many people focus on, they hyperfixate, my bad, on stuff within the 3D, whether that be money, places, things, cars, drugs, whatever, and they completely lose touch of the spiritual, the 5D, because they're so caught up and attached to what their ego and their mind wants to do rather than their soul. Now, for us to live from the 5D, like I said, you have to make sacrifices, and part of that is relationships, places, the things that you could have or use, anything that is affecting your energy, your vibration, and making it denser than it is on its own. And when I say it's not about the look but the energy, what I mean by that is not about what your 3D life has, it's about what you have to offer to the world. Because you have to look at this as a unity consciousness thing. You have to look at, what do I really do besides live this 3D materialistic cycle-driven life? What do I have? What's the purpose of all this? Now the purpose of all this is to put us through challenges and help us, and will not help us, make us grow and evolve into who we were meant to be in this life. And sometimes people cling on to the 3D materialistic life simply because that's all they know. When, if they were to know the truth of what this life is all about, they wouldn't be able to handle it if they weren't ready for it. So you have to live not from the mind but from the soul, and ask yourself, what's feeding my soul and what's feeding the mind? Now everything has a part in our lives. Even the smallest particle that you can't even see with your own eyes has a part in your life. Now when you're living in a 3D life, in a materialistic life, there is nothing. It's just a cycle of chasing that of which is within us, but outside of us in a 3D way, even though we have all of it within us. Now, and the reason why it's not about the look is because, specifically when I'm talking about love and relationships, it's not about how you look, but about how you hold yourself, because you can be powerful energetically and not be powerful materialistically within this 3D realm. But your energy just holds value, it holds light, it holds love, it holds difference from the rest of everyone and everything within this realm. Because you're not focused on anything outside of you, which is the 3D reality, the 3D realm that we live in and experience everything in. But it's within the 5D, it's within the spiritual, it's within your well-being and your being as a whole. It shows with how you take care of yourself and with what you do rather than what your mind wants to do, if that makes sense. So when you want change, and a lot of people want change, whether that be for relationships or their life or their physical status or their wealth, whatever it may be. But when I'm talking about change from the soul, I mean upgrades, I mean energetic, and an upgraded energetic state where you will reside to the point where you will not feel as if you need the 3D materialistic realm that is what I'm talking through now. While I'm talking from 5D through the 3D. In truth, abundance is within you. And it always has. It manifests itself as anything it wants to. You have love within you. You have wealth within you. You have sexuality within you. You have intimacy within you. You have nurture within you. You have compassion within you. You have everything that is of the highest vibrations within you now. But your mind is keeping you from it. Simply because the mind wants to be in control. It wants to live how it wants to live. In the sad and pathetic way that it wants to live. And I'm not saying the way you live is sad and pathetic. I'm saying that the mind chooses the worst for itself so that it keeps the best from itself. That's why it's more important to find who you are and find the energy that you carry within you and cherish it and nurture it and cultivate it to become greater than yourself, so that you walk around rather going about what car people drive or a person drives or who you should allow into your life depending on status of who they are, but turning into how everyone and everything is one consciousness, always connected, and how you can help yourself move from the dense 3D ways of being into the 5D light ways of being. Like I said, it takes a lot of sacrifice to live a spiritual life, but with spirituality comes that peace and happiness. Effortlessly, as I must say. But it also comes with the darkest of challenges that you have to face, because you're aware of the challenges you have to face and you have to commit to that spiritual life and commit to that 5D energetic space that you feel when you feel it. The reason why it's so hard for people to get in touch with spirituality is because, like I said, you have to sacrifice your life, your egoic life, to live a life from authenticity, light, and love. And that's what's so difficult about it, is because the mind lives on the most dense energies that exist. Lust, greed, power, while the soul lives from love, nurture, compassion, peace, enlightenment. But it's not up to me. It's not up to anyone besides yourself on what you choose and your way of being. But I will say, as the subconscious manifestation of you, I advise you to get in touch more spiritually with yourself and in tune with the spiritual. Even though I can't force you. Because we're not fully, truly living if we're not living both realities and lives. It's all one life. It's just separate within the mind. The spiritual and the 3D are one thing. All is one thing. All is one consciousness. We are one consciousness within an infinite amount of 3D forms. And that cannot be conceived to those that are unawakened to it. It can only be conceived to those who have seen the truth. And once you see the truth, once you see what is rather than what isn't, it will send you on a journey that you will have to navigate on your own. And that's why I'm trying to put this out here for everyone to see, because I am you and I want what's best for you. And the best thing for you is to start to recenter within yourself and cultivate everything from within rather than outside of you. Because then you will have a fire that infinitely burns with infinite amount of fuel and an infinite amount of flame that fuels you, your being as a whole. And it's beautiful to come to the realization that everything is internal. Everything is, and that everything on the outside is a reflection of your being within. So, instead of chasing everything, and everyone outside of yourself, start going within and building a relationship with yourself and a relationship with the spiritual. So that instead of looking the part, you are the part with the energy that you bring to all of this existence. You walk around exuding the confidence, the natural confidence, and the love and the light from within you, rather than with what you have in the physical realm. I guess that is the end of the video, as I see a black butterfly flying around so beautifully. But I love you. Stay safe. Stay present. And remember, it's not about the look, but about the energy.